Congratulations, everybody. You've just been hired by the city of Adamville to help them figure out what is their next best water source. So you are officially working for the company Safe Water Finders Incorporated. Look at that sweet logo up there in the upper right-hand corner. Now, the overall goal of this project is to analyze lead content in different water sources to make a 3 to 5 minute proposal to a city council which water source is best. So that's like the big scope of the project is you are trying to figure out how can I analyze these different water sources to help the city pick the most cost effective, aka cheapest, and best option for their citizens. So topics to demonstrate mastery of in this project include the differences between pure substance and mixtures, differences between physical and chemical changes, analysis of how valence electrons cause atoms to chemically react with each other. So basically, how do those outer electrons come into play when things are reacting with each other? Data analysis, of course, of water sources and comparing prices, creating graphs appropriately with our independent variable on the x-axis and our dependent variable on the y-axis, and the biological effects of lead, which you should have just read about in your lead in drinking water reading. Yeah. So the first task for this project is, now that you've read a little bit about what City Council is looking for, you need to assign who's going to be what specialist on your team. So if everyone just didn't have any direction, it would be really hard to complete this assignment. So you're going to assign who's going to be a specialist for which topic going into it. That way you have a clear idea of who's going to cover what in the actual presentation. So each member of your team will specialize in something to make sure you are fully prepared. The different specialties that you could go into. The first one is the team lead and biological specialist. So they will speak first and last in the presentation. Their job is to explain the background information of the problem and why choosing the right source matters. The biological effects of how lead affects the body should be a topic covered by this person. So basically, this person opens up the presentation. They say, choosing a water source is important. Lead can do this and this and this to the human body. We think that this water source is your best option. So that's how they start out the presentation. They just, boom, pick which one is best. The chemical specialist, this person explains how water flowing through pipes is a mixture of chemicals, where it's not just pure water, it's not just H2O. They say it's a mixture of chemicals, and if ions are present, they can react with the pipes due to the valence electrons. So pictures should be present while they're explaining things. It can be super helpful. Everything that you just read about in the lead in drinking water reading, that's going to be super helpful for explaining why the hydrogen ions interact with the pipes themselves. So that's your chemical specialist. Your material specialist is the person who explains what types of pipes should be used and why. So they're going to compare the different pipes that are available and explain what physical versus chemical changes are and why certain pipes might be a better fit for this community than others. That's what your material specialist will do. And if you have enough people, you'll have a data specialist. Their job is to make sure that they collect all the data from the different water resources. They put it into their data sheet for the class. They make graphs, accurately, of course, with proper titles and labels based on the data that you collect. And then their job during the presentation is to actually analyze those graphs and explain to the committee or the council which option is best. So those are 4 different specialties. All of these people will be working together the entire time. It's just, if you are that specialist, that's what you need to cover during the presentation, and that's what your focus should be on during like the next 2 weeks of research and putting together the presentation. That doesn't mean you're not helping other people. All of you are a team. You are either successful together or you fail together. So you want to help and build each other up. But those are the 4 things that you want to figure out who is doing what, and that should be your first task as a group. So good luck, everybody. I hope you pick a specialty that you enjoy.